Today we're here for a new signature dish at Village Bagels. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Jeff Abel from Estes Park Living with Signature Home Team, and today we are here in Lower Stanley Village at one of Estes Park's newest restaurants, Village Bagels. We're going to go in and talk to Jon Hodde, the owner of Village Bagels, hear a little bit about why bagels in Colorado, and taste some yummy food. So let's go inside and check it out. So we're here with Jon Hodde, the owner of Village Bagels, and wanted to introduce you to him and this new place here in Estes Park. John, how long has Village Bagels been open?
We're only 5 months old today. We opened April 12th of this year. After took over in February, started doing the remodel, got everything done, and here we are.
So when most people think of Colorado, bagels may not be the first food item they think of, right?
Definitely isn't.
So talk to me about why bagels and what makes Village Bagels unique up here.
I've spent the past 13 years working in food service sales here in the Estes area in Longmont. I've been watching the market. I know the market well, and we didn't have a bagel shop. When we moved to Colorado in 2001, I started at the Rainbow Bakery down in Commerce City and got my commercial baking background here in Colorado. And used to the challenges of temperature and elevation and yeast development. And so for the past few years, people have been asking me, what should I open in Estes? I kept saying bagel shop. My corporate time ended, and here we are. Village Bagels was born.
Okay, so now people think bagels, they think kind of New York, right? That's how they prep them there. How are yours different than like a New York bagel?
It is a very, very, very East Coast bagel. But I grew up in North Carolina. I didn't grow up in New York. And we live at 7,500 feet in Estes Park, Colorado. To get a traditional New York bagel, there would be some changes that I would have to do that I just don't want to do. Okay. We're in Estes Park, Colorado. We got wonderful clean water and a super clean ingredient list, and we just play around and bake bagels and flatbreads, and there's some other stuff coming this off season, and have a good time.
So it's probably not going to be your traditional New York bagel. Think of it as a Colorado bagel. You're on vacation in Colorado.
It is steeped in East Coast traditions. It's a boiled bagel. Goes in the oven for about 20 minutes or so at a high heat, high hydration dough. But a super clean ingredients. It's literally flour, water, salt, yeast, and honey. And so nice and simple. Awesome.
It looks like we've got a couple things to taste here. So tell me a little bit about each of these bagels, John.
So we've got our normal sandwich menu list that will of pre-made ingredients and everything ready to go. We set the flavors on those guys just like any traditional menu, and then we also have a build-a-breakfast option where you can come in, pick your bagel, pick your breakfast meat, pick your egg, and pick your cheese. And so it just kind of lends to a lot of variety and giving the customer, the guest, what they want for breakfast.
So how many different varieties of bagels do you have?
Normally we make 12 different styles a week.
Awesome. So tell me about this one. What kind of bagel do we have here?
So this is our build-a-breakfast bagel. This is the everything bagel with bacon, fried egg, and cheddar cheese. And then this guy here is one of our best sellers. This is our cold smoked salmon bagel. We buy Via Tatra cold smoked salmon, cream cheese and capers on there, and some tomatoes and some red onions, and a dash of Maldon salt to give it a little bit of extra kick.
Can I try this one?
Absolutely. Help yourself.
Do you want to have a bite too?
I'll let our cameraman have some breakfast as well. One of the challenges that we have is our hood system. Because it's a retrofit, we can't boil and bake our bagels during the day as we rotate. So we've had to play around with our bake times a little bit. Our bagel is built around our sandwich options, not necessarily just a traditional slice and cream cheese it. So it actually needs that rest time for the dough to get its final development and get its rest, so that when we go to slice it, we're not tearing it apart. Okay. So The process is another one of the little differences in your traditional New York bagel shop. We just can't bake them right now as we're running.
Okay. Well, this is delicious. The everything bagel is good. Bacon, can't go wrong with bacon. You know, if you've seen any of the other videos, you know bacon is the key to my heart. The fried egg, the cheddar cheese, absolutely delicious. What time do you open in the morning?
We're open from 7 to 2, Monday through Thursday. We're open from 7 to 3 on the weekends. One of the things that we get asked a lot, our menu board isn't extensive. I don't have half dozens and dozens on the list. Of course, we can take care of half dozens and dozens for you. We're starting to do a catering menu that we're putting together to work on some off-season options. We've started to have a little bit of success with bride and groom trays for breakfast on day of. As we continue to fine-tune what we were doing in our kitchen and getting our processes and our procedures right there, now we're starting to work on those other things that'll help with the off-season business.
Lunch bagel here. A lot of people are looking for options to have something to take into the park on a hike with them. Do you guys provide options for to go?
So we take all of our bagels, they're sandwich paper wrapped, sliced, wrapped, and then we put them in foil bags, and everything holds very well in the park. Okay. We've got a good group of core business with some of the guides in town and some other folks that will grab bagels in the morning. They'll get a breakfast bagel and then they'll grab a sandwich lunch option to take with them. Goes right into the head flap of the backpack and holds up real well.
So tell me, we talked about the smoked salmon. What kind of bagel is this again?
So we did a jalapeno cheddar on this guy. All of our jalapenos we slice in house. It's our own house brine. Boiled and then rested for at least 24 hours, and then some cheddar cheese and a whole lot of love.
Okay, well we're gonna taste that one too.
We make all of our cream cheeses in house too. One of the cream cheeses that we made recently is a fried jalapeno cream cheese. Ooh. So we take our jalapenos. We've got a little countertop fryer. We give them a dip in the fryer for a little while, puree them, throw those in the cream cheese, mix it up, gives it a nice kind of a light green hue, and then add some more diced jalapenos to it. Spicy is a popular thing right now, and the fried jalapeno cream cheese is definitely a hit.
So this has a little bit of heat, not a lot, just a little bit.
The jalapenos have been quite spicy this summer. It's been a fun one.
So, and again, if you watch some of our other videos, which you can check out below in our playlist, but I'm not a big fish person typically. And again, maybe I am a fish person now. Maybe I'm just becoming a fish person because this is really good. You get the tomato, you get the salmon, the cream cheeses. You
can't have a bagel shop without a cold smoked salmon bagel. I'm not a big salmon eater. I like the smoked salmon. It's definitely not my favorite item that we do, but it sure is a popular one and one that the guests really think highly of.
If people are wanting to order like a half dozen of bagels, can they place an order ahead of time? Is that helpful, or how should they do that?
So we're on Warrior Express now. If you wanted to do pickup orders or to-go orders through Warrior Express, we're available. And then call ahead for anything more than a dozen is appreciated. With our volume right now, anything more than a dozen kind of can put a little bit of a crimp in our style. We usually don't have a problem with it. We baking enough product now on the weekends that it's not a problem. But midweek with the pace of business, anything more than a dozen, we'd appreciate it if you give us a call ahead the day before.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing your bagels with us today.
Absolutely.
If you're in town looking for a great breakfast option or a lunch option, something to take into the park, you're located here in Lower Stanley Village. Can't miss it. It's right beside the big Starbucks over here. Skip the Starbucks, come over to Village Bagel. They've got coffee, syrups, they've got all kinds of drinks available to go.
Everything's available
here in the restaurant as well.
Absolutely.
But definitely stop by if you haven't been here. Give them a chance to win your business, and I think you're going to love the food. It's great stuff.
Thanks, guys.
And that's Village Bagels, Estes Park's newest restaurant here in town. And we want to say thanks for joining us today. Hopefully you found the video helpful. Please stop by, say hi to Jon, check out the bagels. I think you're really going to enjoy those. If you found this video to be helpful, please hit like and subscribe. That way you get updated when we have our next video out next week about what it's like to live here in Estes Park. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.